be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this.
Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Today we got Logan here with us. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it been? How's it going?
It's going good, going good. We're here to talk about the Aggies. We're gonna change it up a little bit. We talk Baylor, we talk Texas. Yeah, boo. Aggies suck. And a part of them sucking is they're losing like 25% of their roster right now. They've got a lot of roster turnover. I think we've got 21 current players that are either in the portal or going to the draft. And really, it just seems like every day another person is hitting the portal. I think the most recent was Chris Marshall today, a receiver from last year's class. So we're going to jump into some of those names. Logan's got some of the more highly, probably highly sought after guys in the transfer portal. He's got some of their stats. And before we do that, do us a favor and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. But with that being said, first we'll just start with the biggest name on the list is Devon Achane. He's going to the draft. He's the only reason they beat LSU. He had like 140 yards or something like that in that game. So out of all their offense and how bad it is, Achane is arguably their best player, right?
Yeah, dude. He went stupid against LSU. I mean, dude's 5'9", 185. He's a junior. So I'm sure A&M fans have grown to like him, and I'm sure they hate that. But don't bother me one bit. I don't have to play him. He wasn't on my team.
Don't bother us. Not even a little bit.
He finished the season in 196 attempts, right over 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So he averaged like 5.5 yards per carry, which is pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But, oh, man, the LSU game, 215 yards alone on 38 carries. Yeah. They legit just said, here you go. Go make a play.
Yeah. Really, if he didn't play like that, they probably would have lost. I mean, he won. He went out there and won that game.
He played good against Florida, too. I mean, 16 carries, 122 yards for 2 touchdowns. And then against Ole Miss.
Lost that one.
Yeah, and against Ole Miss, 25 attempts, 138 yards, no touchdowns, but just getting the yards alone trying to set them up. But they dropped that one by 3.
Give us the guys that you have wrote down. Go ahead and run through those names just real quick.
I can go through a couple of them.
Just one. Yeah.
All right. First one I got up here is Chris Marshall, 6'3", 205, freshman receiver. Finished season 11 catches, 108 yards, no touchdowns. He was also a former 5-star.
Yeah, he was a big Texas target last year. He was in.
Yeah,
a lot of these guys are in there. A lot of these guys are. I think 5 or 6 of them at least are in this 2022 cycle. So makes a good point where we're seeing that maybe, just maybe, getting high school kids to come to your program for some money is not quite as good as when they come to your program because they actually like your program.
Or it's just a culture fit for your coaching staff in that same breath. It's just you can't go around showing recruits around the stadium and point at the suites and be like, you see those suites up there? And the people up there in those suites are going to pay you good money to come play here. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing? Yeah. It's not about that. Just because they got 5 stars doesn't mean that they're a good fit for you. I mean, look at Denver Harris and all the trouble him and those other guys have been in. Denver Harris, again, is also one of those guys that are in the transfer portal. 5'11", 175-pound freshman corner that was a 4-star and finished the season with only 10 solo tackles and 3 passes defended. Now, I think that he only played in 5 games because of all the trouble with everything that happened at South Carolina, I believe.
Well, he was also. You're talking about Denver Harris was also he was a player who posted a video of himself driving through a parking garage like 60 miles an hour through a parking garage. Got suspended for
stupid stuff.
And what sucks about that is Texas will probably send him an offer. He'll probably end up in Austin to come be our locker room problem.
I think actually I don't know. I think Steve is doing a lot better at that as far as
I don't know. We got not
a lot better. He's doing better than what it was.
Man, we'll see. Let's move on. We've got some more names to run through. Who you got? What's next?
Ish Harris, 6'2", 205, freshman linebacker. Finished season with no stats. He was a 3-star. Ryan Campbell is another receiver that's 6'2", 185. Finished this season with no stats. And coming out of high school, he was 247 had him as no stars or in A. I already talked about Denver. Let's go with Chase Lane. 6', 195, junior receiver, 7 receptions, 76 yards, and he was a 3-star out of high school.
Never
But
heard
some
of
of
him.
yeah, I thought that he was a bigger name. I don't know who I got him confused with.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd those quarterbacks go? There they are. Eli Stowers, might be Stowers. 6'4", 215-pound freshman quarterback. Didn't have any stats, but he was a 4-star. And I've seen a lot of things where A&M people are saying that he had a lot of potential and they were excited to watch him play. But I don't think that he wanted to sit behind Wegman, however
No.
you say his last name.
Yeah, I think it's Wag. I don't know. Wagman.
Because he's also a freshman.
Right.
But one guy that the Aggies are used to seeing is Haynes King out of Longview, 6'3", 205-pound redshirt sophomore quarterback. Finished this season before he got yanked with 1,220 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And I believe those 6 interceptions are the reason that he got yanked. But he's a 3-star out of Longview, coming from his daddy's culture with the Lobos.
Yeah, I've got a couple more names here. These are guys that I don't think are on your list, but speaking with one of my friends who's an Aggie, I asked him who's all going to the draft, and he said that as of right now, it looks like Jalen Jones, Antonio Johnson, and Anais Smith have not declared yet. But it
I'm
seems
surprised
like
Anais hasn't.
probably that they will. And then Jalen Jones and Damani Richardson, just a little bit of stats on them. So Anais Smith, he's a receiver. He had 15 catches, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, as well as no, he's not really in the run game. And he was a guy who had some off the field issues early in the season.
Yep.
I won't jump into all that. Probably should have been suspended. He wasn't. He played.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he did get hurt. So hopefully he can recover and either go to the draft. That's the only reason I think maybe he won't go to the draft is because he got hurt. He's a senior,
Yeah.
should have a COVID
I mean,
year.
he was one of those guys though that whenever he was on punt return and kick return, like you were worried about that because me and you even watched some A&M games early off in the season, and as soon as he got the ball on a return, you're like, oh dang.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's got the what's it called? The elusiveness to be able to just break through those arm tackles and everything. He's crazy good. I mean, he's just not the smartest.
This is where A&M's team could take a big drop off next year. Okay, there are other 3 guys: Damani Richardson, Antonio Johnson, and Jalen Jones. Damani Richardson, defensive back. He has, 6'1", 210. He's out of Waxahachie. 73 total tackles, 48 solo, 25 assists, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries. He is their number 1 leading tackler on the team.
As a DB?
As a DB. Antonio Johnson, he's a junior, 6'3", 195. He's another DB. He's their 2nd leading tackler with 71 total tackles. He has 1 sack, 1 pass defended, 3 forced fumbles. Listen, it gets worse.
3 forced fumbles?
At defensive back, Jalen Jones has 33 tackles. Out of all their DBs, he looks to be the number 5 in tackles. So they're losing number 1, 2, and 5 as far as tackle production from the defense.
I think I might have known what A&M's problem was. Sounds like they couldn't make a tackle in the middle of the field. Like as far as
their front 7.
They're terrible.
Well, I mean, if you look, it's DB, DB, linebacker, linebacker, DB, DB, D-line, linebacker, DB, and then it's D-line, D-line, D-line. So yeah, it looks like their linebackers and D linemen were not making tackles, which actually makes sense if you look at what it. I don't know if it'll pull up these stats. How many rushing yards per game did they allow.
Let's see if
I don't know if I can
I'm
find it on
still on
here.
Achane.
The last few weeks, it seems like they were giving up like a ton of yards on the ground. But ultimately, it looks like they're about to lose a lot on their defensive backs. And I don't know if they're going to be able to recruit well enough to get it. We will say, just a pro for Aggies. If y'all watch this far in the video, I doubt it. But I did just get Ruben Owens to commit. He's the number 2 running back in the country, just behind Texas Longhorn Cedric Baxter.
C4 Baxter. I just want to know how much they paid Ruben Owens. Because, I mean, what would make the number 2? He's number 2 now, or is he number 1?
He was the number 1 back. He's number 2 now. Cedric Baxter passed him.
He got that Longhorn bump. No, I'm just playing. It's a joke, Christian. Calm down. Calm down.
We can get into a whole. No. Now we're into it. Listen, we had like 5 stars, and now we have 2 because they all got dropped. We had like 4 or 5 of them. Jonte Cook's not even a 5-star anymore. Derek Williams, safety out of Louisiana, is not even a 5-star anymore.
What's a 5-star?
Yeah, you're a Baylor fan. Shut up. Go hang out with your low 3-star players. You got like 20.
Hey. You leave us alone.
But yeah, A&M is a program where, I can't feel bad about their downfall because what's that thing? I can't feel bad about their downfall because I was one of the ones praying for it. So
yeah.
I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing for them. Whenever they left the Big 12, I didn't care. When they left, it was kind of whatever. We don't have to play. That's fine. And then the more I got into college football, I was like, wait, I need y'all to suck because when y'all are good, it hurts our recruiting. So I'm enjoying this. I wish I'd have lost to LSU. 4-8 would have looked real good on y'all. But that's okay. We were 5-7 last year. Y'all talked y'all's mess. Y'all are 5-7 this year, so you better be ready because y'all gonna catch some mess. It's just what it is. It's how the sports
I know you're ready for this off season.
Yeah. I'm just ready for signing day, dude. That's what it is. I'm ready to get Arch Manning's name down for sure. I still feel like
I'm the same way with Austin Novosad too.
Novosad. I keep saying Novostad. Yeah, I'm pretty confident Arch is coming. And I mean, if he wasn't, he'd have dipped. I feel like he brings so much weight that he'd have dipped and gone to Georgia. Already committed to Georgia to bring more people there. But this is a little brother episode. This is about the Aggies. Losing Haynes King. I don't know if that hurts them, dude. Honestly, Connor Wagman played better anyways.
People's feelings. That's probably about it.
I mean, Wagman had more touchdowns than King and didn't throw any interceptions. So,
I mean, that's not hard to do. He threw 6. He threw 6 picks.
Yeah, throwing none, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
The thing is if y'all lose Achane, your next leading rusher is 36 carries for 200 yards. So, that's a lot of production. You had 16, almost 1,700 yards, and 1,100 of those were from one player. So,
woo!
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I don't know how A&M fans are feeling. I know that if I was in the same position, which I'm not, because we've only lost 4 so far, I'd be losing my mind. Like, what are we doing? Like, why? What is the coaching staff doing?
What I would be worried about, especially because we'll say it on here, it looks like they hired a new offensive coordinator, Bobby Petrino. Seems to be. I don't know if it's official yet, but that's what everybody's saying right now.
I think so.
And nobody's excited about it. All the Aggies that I've seen are like, "This is terrible." They said everything I've seen is like this is their 5th or 6th guy. No, they're all saying this is like they had a big board, and this is like number 5 or 6. They struck out on 1 through 4 or 1 through 5, and so they're on to 6. And so you got to think: does a guy like Evan Stewart stick around for this crappy offensive coordinator? Maybe not. Moose Muhammad III. Honestly, Moose is a guy. If he wants to come to Texas, I would take him. That dude, the few games that I watched, it seemed like he was on the field, he was making plays. I don't know if these guys, especially if Anaya Smith leaves, if Achane leaves, you've got Evan Stewart Muhammad with a nobody. I mean, Bobby Petrino, he's a name. Like I've heard the name before. I know who he is. He doesn't make me think that he's coming in and it doesn't matter who they hired anyways. We all know Jimbo's going to call the same offense next year. So
Oh yeah, I mean that's my whole thing with it. Is just you're not gonna get any different. Like nothing is gonna change whenever he's still calling the plays.
yeah,
It's he's still gonna walk around with that big old three
clipboard or
ring binder.
whatever
It's
he's
just
got. Yeah.
makes no sense.
Well, it makes no sense. If y'all made it this far, sure do appreciate y'all. And honestly, if you made it this far, you like the video enough that I think we've earned a subscription out of you. What do you think, Logan?
I mean,
I think
I'm
so.
right there with you. I mean, shoot.
If you're especially if you're a Longhorn fan, if you're a Longhorn fan, you watch 16 minutes worth of us talking about how bad the A&M is. I think we earned that from y'all. So take it in consideration. At least like the video before you leave. But we do appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Welcome.